Hey guys, what's going on? This is your old pal CHH, and we have got a new review today. I'm actually extremely excited to talk about this movie because this is such a good movie. I mean, it really is. I have a story about when I first heard about this movie when I was a little kid, and we're going to talk about it. The movie in question, and I apologize, ring lights do not like this. It is just the widest slipcover release of all time. I'll angle it. What Lies Beneath, starring Harrison Ford and Michelle Pfeiffer. So here's the thing. I never watched this movie as a kid, and I'll tell you why. Everything about it just screamed boring adult movie. Now, this movie came out in 2004, 3, 2? It was the early 2000s. I remember my parents renting this movie because of the people involved. They were not the kind of parents that would just go out and get scary movies or stuff like this, but when you put Harrison Ford's name at the top of the billing, you're going to get the average adult, especially during that time. That's what you're going to get. They're going to go watch the next Harrison Ford film. And in a lot of ways, I could see people looking at this as simply that, the next Harrison Ford film. So I never watched this as a kid because I thought this looked just boring and bland and just bad. I am such a dumbass. I really am. This is one of the best thrillers, I think, in the genre. I really do. I would even say that this is probably borderlining on just a genuine horror film. But you know what? The point of quibbling over the definition is pointless. I just want to talk to you about the movie. And could this release from Scream Factory possibly be good? That's the question. Could this release possibly be good? We're going to answer that in this video. What Lies Beneath is a really good story. You've got a husband and a wife. We see them taking their daughter off to college, and they have what seems to be a fairly normal marriage. You've got Michelle Pfeiffer and Harrison Ford in here, and I gotta say the chemistry between the two is good because it seems like a good relationship, but from the start you can hint that something could possibly be off. Now, I'm going to stop at a certain point because I do not want to spoil this movie because spoiling it would be the biggest crime of all time. This is not a movie you want spoiled either, trust me, because it is that good. But in this movie, after the daughter gets dropped off to college, there's a moment in this film that I will reference that I'm sure was in the trailers and all that, so I will describe this scene to you. And then after this, I'm going to stop talking about the story, so to speak. There's a moment where the mom goes out on the dock. After she's got off the phone, she's talked to so-and-so on the phone, and she's trying to get the dog to go out and play. The dog likes to go fetch the ball, the tennis ball in the water. When she walks out to the dock, there's a moment where she looks down in the water. This scene gave me chill bumps. I have not seen a scene like this done this well before. She drops the ball off into the water. She goes down to grab a stick to go fetch it back since the dog didn't want to go get it. And she looks in the water, and if you look closely, you can faintly see a dead woman's face. It is one of the most effective scenes I've ever seen done. I swear, I'm not being facetious. I'm not being exaggeratory. As I like to say, if you buy the release or not, I don't care. I want you to see this movie, but I also want to talk about this release because I'm actually excited about this release. But that scene, ladies and gentlemen, was goosebumps. I mean, I genuinely I'm getting them right now. That scene was done so well. From that point on, we start to see more haunting apparitions and things happening in this house. The question is, why are they happening? This is where the story gets all the credit. I thought the story to this movie was brilliant, and to be fair, my child intuition was fairly accurate. I feel like this is an adult horror film. That's not to say that kids or teenagers wouldn't enjoy this, but I think as an adult, the storyline and the elements involved with What Lies Beneath are very adult-oriented, and I loved it. I really love this film. I can't stress enough how good I think this movie is. No bullshit. I should have seen it when I was a kid because I'm sure I would have thought it was good. But at the same time, as an adult watching this, if you're going to say, Christian, give me movies that would fall under that thriller genre, although you could almost argue that this really borderlines on being just a horror film. But because of the cast and because of all that, it's going to, I'm sure the Academy, so to speak, would call it a thriller. But like I said, who cares about the definition? My point is, if you were going to ask me about films in that catalog, so to speak, I automatically just want to go to this movie. And this is what makes What Lies Beneath so interesting. It's a Robert Zemeckis film. This just goes to show that Robert Zemeckis is truly a talented guy to do all kinds of different movies in the world of Hollywood, and to do a movie like this just goes to show he's to be reckoned with, still to this very day. I just think that this movie is brilliant. I think that this movie is suspenseful and really good. And I think Harrison is fantastic in it, quite frankly, and so is Michelle. This movie, guys, I would put it up against. Start throwing movies at me in the chat if you want to, and I'll tell you if I think this movie is better than that movie. I'd give this movie 5 stars. And I don't like giving movies 5 stars, but I would give this one 5 stars. This is a Scream Factory 4K. I got to admit, I was pretty surprised when I saw that they were getting this, and I didn't know what to think, to be honest with you, when I got this at the house and I was getting ready to watch it. And I will tell you this 4K looked absolutely brilliant. I loved it. This was really good looking. I have a DVD of What Lies Beneath, and comparatively, forget about it. I mean, this looked so good. Definitely had a little level of film grain, which I always like, but it's not overtly over the top. Like, one of the most film grainy films I've ever seen was Two Evil Eyes, if you guys remember that one. And I think that's just the way the movie looked. This looked fantastic. It was easy on the eyes. It was super cinematic, and everything looked natural and great. And I think this is a really good 4K. I'd give the 4K on this. I'm actually going to give this the same rating that I gave the Crazies remake, which was an 8.8 out of 10. Super happy with the 4K. The audio in this rocked the house too, but again, I don't know if audio is really the precedent to be set on a release like this, because it really is a visual film. But the audio was good. The audio was good. So this movie, I loved it so much. The question is, we've seen some of these movies come out from Scream Factory that are a little bit more modern. And this is early 2000s, but still, a lot of the stuff that we get are movies from the 80s. Like, I think one of the previous Scream Factory releases I've known was Night of the Creeps, comparatively. So, big time jump there. I don't know how they pulled this off. Let's look at the back and read this. Okay, guys, so on disc 1, we have a new 4K transfer of the 35mm camera negative, approved by the cinematographer, Don Burgess, who is a brilliant cinematographer. It is in Dolby Vision. There's an audio commentary with Robert Zemeckis and producer Jack Ripe and Steve Starkley. Disc 2, I can't believe I'm reading this. The new 4K transfer on the Blu-ray as well, which is good to know. New, Uncovering What Lies Beneath. Feature-length retrospective documentary, including brand new interviews with director Robert Zemeckis, Steve Starkley, Jack Rapke, writer Sarah Kronokin, and Clark Gregg, cast member Amber Valletta, Don Burgess, production designer Rick Carter, costume designer Susie DeSanto, composer Alan Silvestri, who's a legend, visual effects supervisor Robert Legato, special effects Shane Mahan, and puppeteer Jason Matthews. We have the audio commentary with Robert, Jack, and Steve. Constructing a Thriller featurette, which was an old featurette. A feature-length documentary. I started watching about 25-30 minutes of this. I had to be pulled away. I cannot wait to go finish it. It was great. How did this happen? Why is there a feature-length documentary that was done for this release? Somebody explain it to me. I don't understand. This is what we want. I hate to speak for everybody, but I think this is what we want. Don't chop up interviews here and there. Give us a body of work. Tell me a story. Put the pieces together. It's one thing to hear Robert Zemeckis talk about a few things here and there. Stop, then go pull up the featurette with the cinematographer and then hear what he has to say. No, put it together. Interweave the story. Thank you. Scream Factory, thank you. Like, seriously, thank you. This is what I want. This is exactly what I want. I understand you can't do this for everything, but when you do it, I will sing your praises. This release is awesome. I love this release. It gives me everything I want to know. There's a feature-length retrospective documentary. The 4K looks amazing. It's a good movie. What's there not to like about this? Believe me, there are people that are more critical of Scream Factory than me. I have my issues, but they always come from a place of, I'm a customer. I want to be excited about everything you guys do. Sometimes you guys make it really hard, but when you do make me excited, I will not lie and bullshit the audience. I recommend this release. I do. It's a great release. I love the retrospective. It was so good. Again, I have to finish it, and it's feature length. And the 4K looked good, and this is a great movie. I think a lot of people should get this if you haven't seen it. It's a classic, in my opinion. This is a classic movie that I think is hopefully going to get a newer audience now with Scream Factory putting this out. But in terms of some of the more modern stuff that Scream Factory's put out, this is going to go to the higher pile of ones that I would recommend getting. So, guys, What Lies Beneath? Again, I'm sorry about that. It does not like white. There's your slipcover, and the release looks the exact same. It has the 2 discs. I apologize. I think the 4K actually has the girl on the front, Michelle, and then the Blu-ray has Harrison, and there's no reversible artwork. is what it is. I ordered mine off Amazon. It actually came in a box with bubble wrap, which is nice too. We're getting away from the mailers. But guys, seriously, give this movie a shot. Check this movie out. And if this is a blind buy, I don't like doing this. But I do feel strongly enough about this movie that I would actually say if you blind buy it, I wouldn't feel guilty, because I actually think that this movie is that good that you'll enjoy it. So there it is, guys. What lies beneath the 4K Scream Factory review. Hopefully, we're going to start seeing some good things going forward. I mean, this is way better than Time Cop, but you may be able to see it right there. So good job on this, guys. Thank you for actually giving me a retrospective documentary on here. Thank you. Thank you. Pick it up. What Lies Beneath 4K. Huge, giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind-the-scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.